You're at the gym going absolutely goblin mode on the treadmill. You're drenched in sweat, your heart is threatening to eject from your ribcage, and your face is the color of a ripe tomato. You glance down at the monitor. Boom. 400 calories obliterated. We've all been brainwashed by the cult of no pain, no gain. If you aren't gasping for air and crawling out of the gym, you aren't burning fat, right? So you step off that machine feeling unstoppable until you walk past a pizza joint. Suddenly, an apocalyptic level of hunger hits you. You just tortured yourself with 45 minutes of HIIT, only to inhale 1,000 calories in 5 minutes because you're starving. Be honest, how many times have you done exactly this? Congratulations, you've just fallen right into the calorie compensation trap. Today we are going to decode exactly why strolling around like a relaxed grandpa is actually a weapon of mass destruction for belly fat, and biologically far more effective than running like you're being chased by a rabid dog. Let's talk about the respiratory exchange ratio, RER, and a biological trick called beta oxidation. I know, it sounds like your college professor is about to put you into a coma, but stay with me. Understanding this mechanism is the literal cheat code to getting that shredded core you've been chasing. To understand how your metabolism actually decides what to burn, let's use a brutally simple analogy. Forget the gym and step into your kitchen. Your body runs on two main types of fuel. First up is glycogen. This is the sugar stored inside your muscles and liver. Think of glycogen as an open can of your favorite energy drink sitting right on your kitchen counter. You're starving? Boom. You grab it, you inhale it, and your energy crisis is solved in 3 seconds flat. It is instant, zero-effort fuel designed for immediate survival. Then we have the ultimate final boss, body fat. Listen to me, bro. Body fat is not a quick, convenient snack. It's a massive, rock-hard slab of frozen beef that got shoved into the icy abyss of a locked deep freezer last Christmas. If you want to use this frozen meat for energy, you can't just bite into it. You have to drag it out, thaw it, turn on the stove, and wait. Biologically, this tedious process is beta oxidation. And the absolute most critical ingredient to cook this stubborn meat? You need time and you need heat. In the human body, that heat is pure oxygen. Now, put yourself in this scenario. You jump on the treadmill and start doing HIIT, sprinting like your life depends on it. Your body instantly enters a holy crap, the house is on fire state. It needs energy immediately to keep you from face planting. Does your system have the luxury of time to slowly thaw out that frozen belly fat? Hell no. It panics. It grabs that energy drink off the counter and chugs it. So while you are sweating buckets, gasping for air, and praying for the timer to end, you are overwhelmingly burning sugar, not fat. You are literally starving your cells of the oxygen they need to melt the ice. But what happens when you just walk? Your heart rate stays nice and low. Your body chills out and says, it's a lazy Sunday. Let's cook a slow roasted meal. Because you aren't gasping for your life, your lungs are steadily pumping massive, uninterrupted waves of oxygen directly into your bloodstream. That oxygen acts as a steady blue flame, slowly and relentlessly melting down that deep freezer fat. Hearing this, you're probably thinking, okay, big brain. I'll just do brutal HIIT to burn off all my sugar first. And then my body will be forced to dig into the freezer and burn the fat, right? Wrong. So catastrophically wrong. Because the moment you try to outsmart your own biology, your brain triggers a massive chemical red alert. Welcome to the hormone panic. Let's talk about the two ultimate villains in your fat loss journey. Cortisol and ghrelin. Here's a fun fact. Your brain hasn't updated its operating system in about 10,000 years. It is still running on pure caveman survival software. When you jump on that treadmill and push your heart rate to the absolute max, your brain doesn't think, oh nice, Chad is trying to get shredded for his beach trip. No, it thinks, holy crap, a leopard is chasing us, and we are going to die. Instantly, it slams the panic button. Your system gets flooded with the stress hormone, cortisol. And what is cortisol's primary job during a crisis? It screams at your cells, lock down the belly fat, a famine is coming, do not spend our emergency reserves. So instead of burning that stubborn fat, your body literally hoards it. And if that wasn't bad enough, enter ghrelin, the hunger hormone. A brutal HIIT session makes ghrelin levels skyrocket. By the time you get home from the gym, you are no longer a functioning human being. You have morphed into a literal Dyson vacuum cleaner. You will open the fridge and inhale everything in sight. Leftover pasta? Gone. That block of cheese? Gone. You just ate back every single calorie you burned, plus interest. But this is where the sheer, beautiful stealth of walking comes into play. Walking is the ultimate biological cheat code. It completely bypasses your brain's security system. Because there is no heavy panting or near-death exhaustion, there is no cortisol spike. There is no ghrelin explosion. You are literally burning fat and your brain doesn't even know it's being robbed. But wait a minute, you ask. The treadmill screen literally told me I burned 500 calories. How is that a bad thing? Well, brace yourself. Because that number right there, That is the greatest mathematical scam in the entire fitness industry. Welcome to the NEAT Trap. Let me introduce you to the absolute holy grail of fat loss. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT for short. I know it sounds like another boring medical term, but it is literally just the massive chunk of calories your body burns doing absolutely everything except intentional exercise. We are talking about walking from your car to the office, standing up while doing the dishes, pacing around the room when you are on a phone call, or even aggressively bouncing your leg under your desk while you pretend to listen to your boss. NEAT is the silent calorie-burning engine running in the background of your life. Now let's look at the brutal, depressing reality of the treadmill warrior versus the smart slacker. The treadmill warrior goes into the gym and pushes himself to the absolute brink of human endurance. He fights for his life on that machine for 1 solid hour and proudly burns 500 calories. But at what biological cost? His central nervous system is completely fried. He experiences massive CNS fatigue. So what exactly happens when this so-called warrior gets home? His body forces him to shut down to survive. He collapses onto his sofa, morphs into a useless couch potato, and doom scrolls TikTok for the remaining 23 hours of the day. Because his body is desperately trying to recover from the trauma he just inflicted on it, his NEAT drops to absolutely zero. He is essentially a vegetable. On the flip side, you have the smart slacker. This guy doesn't want to suffer. He just casually gets his 10,000 steps in by going for a pleasant, low-intensity walk. Maybe he only burned 400 calories during that actual walking session. But because his soul hasn't been violently sucked out of his body, his biological battery is still completely in the green. He still has plenty of energy left over. He goes home and aggressively cleans his apartment. He walks around the grocery store. He stands up while cooking dinner, and maybe he even goes out with his friends later that night. Let's do the actual math here. By the time midnight rolls around, the total daily calorie expenditure of the guy who just lazily walked completely destroys the HIIT guy. It is an absolute mathematical massacre. The golden rule of fat loss here is brutally simple. Do not try to be a sweaty superhero for 60 minutes, only to turn into a mummified corpse on your sofa for the other 23 hours. Think about your own day. Are you the treadmill warrior or the smart slacker? Fat loss happens outside the gym, and maintaining your NEAT is the ultimate cheat code to keeping that calorie deficit massive without making yourself miserable. And listen, if you are currently carrying around a little bit of extra weight, lacing up those running shoes isn't just mathematically stupid for your total calorie burn. It is slowly, methodically destroying your body's structural frame. Let's talk about the brutal laws of physics, specifically biomechanics in your joints. If you are currently rocking a bit of a dad bod or carrying around some extra winter weight, lacing up those running shoes isn't just mathematically inefficient for fat loss. It is practically a death sentence for your cartilage. Let's do a quick reality check. Every single time your foot strikes that pavement or slams down on the treadmill belt, your poor knees absorb a violent shockwave equal to 3 to 4 times your entire body weight. Imagine a heavyweight boxer just ruthlessly uppercutting your kneecaps with every single stride you take. Why on earth would you willingly subject your structural frame to that kind of demolition derby? Enter walking, the ultimate low-impact antidote to your joint pain. It is smooth, it is steady, and it doesn't turn your meniscus into dust. But here's the real 200 IQ play, the ultimate body optimization hack. If you hop on the treadmill for a brisk walk right after a heavy, grueling weightlifting session, you unlock the holy grail of active recovery. Your heart gently pumps fresh, oxygen-rich blood straight into those torn-up muscle fibers. Think of it as sending a microscopic biological cleanup crew into your legs to sweep out all that nasty, burning lactic acid. It clears the metabolic trash, repairs the micro tears, and gets you ready to lift heavier the next day without feeling like you got hit by a truck. Now, before you come at me in the comments, let's get one thing straight. We are not saying HIIT is total garbage. It absolutely has its place. If you want to build raw cardiovascular stamina or train to survive a zombie apocalypse, knock yourself out. But if your absolute #1 priority is stripping off that belly fat and finally revealing those abs, here's your real takeaway. The ultimate battle-tested blueprint is this. Lift heavy weights to build muscle and permanently boost your resting metabolism, and walk to silently siphon off that stubborn body fat while keeping your daily energy levels sky high. Listen to me closely. A chiseled six-pack is not forged in the fiery furnace of pure exhaustion. It is meticulously sculpted through calculated strategic laziness. So let the gym bros run themselves into the ground and pass out on their couches. You? Just lace up your shoes, go for a relaxed stroll, and watch your fat literally evaporate into thin air. Don't let the fake fitness influencers brainwash you with their sweaty lies. Hit that subscribe button to join the Fitness Myth Lab and start training smarter, not harder. See you in the lab.